Welcome back. So in the previous videos we have been discussing about the blanking process, then we have been discussed about an punching process. So then we have been discussed about the deep drawing process, how the complete cups of can be performed or can be made done by using the deep drawing method. So now we're going to discuss about the embossing process and the coining process and then a bending process in this video. So mainly will be discussing about this three different types of process in this video about the sheet metal forming. So first we'll say about an embossing process. So embossing process is nothing but an where we going to use as a punch, which the shape of the punch is there. So same shape will be performed on the, or the same shape will be placed on the blank, that is a worksheet blank will be formed. So this is how the embossing process can be performed. So first we'll see about the how the process will takes place. So mainly again the embossing here also we are not going to use the complete sheet. Here we're going to use the sheets which we have been cutted to the different shapes or in a size. For first we are going to place the sheet over the die. We can able to see the die, which is the way which the process will be performed over the die only. This is the punch. See, the punching process is nothing but now you can able to see it is not in a flat. We have in a some different shape is there on this punch. So what is this? Mainly there is a different shape of the punch provides size. See, when we want to apply the force on this by using this force, that is the punch process, so the blank sheet which is there, that will be get reflected because of this punching force. Here the opposite also, the force will be resisting from the die. So even the die is having a flat, so the opposite force also will be resisting on that. Resisting force will be there in the opposite section. That is, the opposite section is nothing but which is having an die. When this punch force applies on this blank, automatically the blank will shrink into this portion. So into this means what is the shape of this punch is the same shape will be performed. So to get a good surface finish, so we're going to apply a successive or repetitive process of punching that will makes about a repetitive process of punching that will makes about this component easily can be done. See what the shape of, for example, here the shape will be either in a V shape or in a U shape, means same shape will be formed on this blank, particularly on this blank. Why? Because the resisting force will be applying through this die. Once this punching forces is applied, automatically the resisting force, because of this resisting force, what is there, that creates or that applies the force in order to form this shape. The shape is nothing but which the form of the shape is there on that punch. So same shape will be formed. We can able to see in this embossed component. So this is normally blank. So after the finished product, what the shape is there, same shape will be formed on this particular, that is final component. That is what we called as an embossing. See, so with the help of the operation, specific shapes of the figures are be produced on the sheet metals. So what are the shape of the shape will be there on the punch, same shape will be formed. See, this is how the shape is same, how the shape, similar shape is formed on this embossed component. That is a final component. Mainly this type of embossing products or process has been used to decorative purposes or giving a details like names, trademarks, etc. Or in the names, punching the names like this. Mainly it is used for in the decorative purpose or giving the names or in a trademarks. Like mainly for that purpose, mainly we are going to use this embossing machining or embossing sheet metal forming. This is how about an embossing process. So next we're going to discuss about the coining process. So mainly the coining process is nothing but it is a process of forming. Mainly this type of process will be performed on the what we call, mainly it is used in the ornaments, making an ornaments. See, normally how we going to make an ornaments is similar. The what is the shape of the die will be there. So there we're going to process the metallic or casting. In the normally the metallic process will be takes place, or the casting process will be takes place, where we're going to melt the metal and we're going to flow on that particular die. So what is the shape of the die will be there, same shape will be formed on this. That is the same shape will be formed on the component or an ornaments where which have been required. But the coining process is similarly mainly because of the cold heat treatment, what we call the treatment, by applying the both the pressures on the both the ends, the process of the coining will takes place in such a way that because of the pressure because of that high compressive load, what happens? So it will be goes to the cold treatment form, or it is in the cold metallic form. So when it is goes to the cold metallic forming, what happens? The coining process or the metallic sheet will be completely flown onto the particular shape what is the been placed on the die. We can able to see this normal sheet we going to, or normal blank we going to place on this die. So the die shape, the shape of the final component should be there in this shape only. The final product has to become. So we're going to apply the punch we're going to apply, that is nothing but in the form of a pressure. So by applying a suitable pressure, or by applying the compressive load on the both ends, where we can able to see this, by applying on the both the ends the pressure, what happens? Because of that compressive force on the both the ends and the force which is applying through the punch, so the sheet metal which is there, which will be flown or compressed into the shape of that what the already the shape which has been given in the die. So it will be compressed in that particular shape. So at the time what happens, when you repeatedly applying the force by using this, so the sheet metal will completely goes and fix onto this shape, right, which is a shape is there on this. So automatically by applying the suitable pressure for a successive trials, so automatically the entire sheet metal process will be completely fixed onto this metal what we have been, or the what the shape we have been placed, so it will be completely fixed there. So this is how the coining process will takes place. So in a coining process, coining operation, the metal having a good plasticity and the proper size is placed with a punch and die, and then a tremendous pressure is applied on the blank from both the ends. So in the coining operation, the metal having a good plasticity. Plasticity is nothing but where the material cannot able to regain its size, shape, or in a structure even after removing of the load also. That is what we call as a plasticity. And the proper size is placed, the size of the proper plates that has been placed with the punch and die, and then a tremendous pressure, the heavy pressure is been applied on the blank from the both ends, where you can able to see this applied on the both the ends. So under severe compressive loads the metal flows in the cold. Under severe compressive loads the metal flows in the cold state and fills the cavity of the punch and die. We can able to see under this cold state, so the metal will fills the cavity on the die. So the operation is used in the manufacturing of mainly the coins, ornament parts. Mainly this coining process has been performed. So this is how the coining process will takes place. So next we'll see about the bending. So the bending is nothing but where we're going to bend in a sheet into the different shapes. For example, whether it might be in a U bending, or whether it might be a V bending, or whether it might be any angle bend, or only the edges bend. So we can able to bend through the by applying some force. For example, we can able to see this bending is nothing but in a where we're going to place in a sheet blank or a blank sheet. So now we're going to apply the force through the punch. See now this the die is in the form of V, so V shape. So when we're going to apply the punch, so automatically this will form this in the V shape. See now we can able to see before applying the load and after applying the load how the shape has been formed, the V shape. And now we can able to see this on this edge bend. Mainly it is used for an bending only at the edge. So both the blank holders in between that we have been placed in a sheet blank. Now we have been applied a pressure on the one end from the, that is what we called as in a punch. So where we can able to get this in the form of L shape, right? So this is how the bending process can be done through the various process, whether it might be in a U bending, or whether it might be in a V type, or whether it might be any angle. So like this different types of bending process can be performed by in the different ways, whether it might be in a T bending, whether it might be in a L bending. So all this, that is depends upon the different types of applications or requirements. Based on that we going to we can able to bend the this sheets into the required that is the desired shape and size. So now we'll see, it is a metal forming operation in which the straight metal is transformed into a curved form. So mainly it is the straight metal we're going to transform into the not only the curve, we can able to bend to the different forms. So in a bending operations, the sheet metal is subjected to both the tensile and compressive. Even the bending, both the both the loads will be applied, both the tensile and compressive stresses will be applied during the bending operations. So next one is, during the operation, plastic deformation of the material takes place behind the elastic limit. So the elastic limit is nothing but plastic deformation of the material takes place behind its elastic limit.